Hi, welcome back to my blog stampwithelaine.com. Today I'm going to show you how to stamp and transfer a motif onto a pillar candle. This is one I've done earlier with music notes because it was something that I wanted to last all year round rather than just for Christmas. But it would make a wonderful Christmas gift anyway. So we need a pillar candle, something that's got straight sides and no patterns on it. You'll need tissue paper, white tissue paper. You'll need a block and a stamp, obviously. Some Versamark ink and gold embossing powder. You also need a dust buddy because you don't want to get, you need clean hands, you don't want to get your tissue paper all oily. And something I've noticed that when you use the tissue paper, there's a waxy side and there's a duller side, and the waxy side is probably the side which will be less absorbent, and so your ink would take a lot better. Now, I've cut this so that I know it's going to go all round my candle. So I'm probably going to need to trim some off. So I'll just go and do that. So I've trimmed my tissue paper to the circumferences of the candle. Now I'm going to put the dust buddy across the whole of the tissue paper. And this is called Very Vintage, and originally it was on a jumbo wheel. But as Amanda would say, I've unpiggled it. I've sort of, there's no better way to describe it. It means I took it off the wheel, and I find it much easier to stamp then. Now, this is the jumbo wheel. That's how it would, oops, not that one, that's a builder wheel. That's the jumbo wheel. It would normally come like that, but I've taken it off the roller and just put it on some foam mount, which is also available in the catalogue. And the reason I did it was because Stampin' Up withdrew the pre-inked cartridges. There used to be colours in each and every one, and it would be very, very easy to use with the roller. This way I find that sometimes if I'm using it, I run out of ink, and it's just easier to have it on the flat, just like an ordinary stamp, so I can always re-ink it more easily. So the one I'm using today for the candle is called Very Vintage, and it's on page 104 in the annual catalogue. So I can't remember whether I did go over this with Dust Buddy, but I will again, just in case. Then I'll need my Versamark ink. Put a generous amount on the back of my stamp. Can you see the pattern there? Now I'll bring the embossed piece in and liberally put gold embossing powder on. Make sure it's all covered. Oops, probably just a bit here. Okay, then I'll need the heat tool, and with the new heat tool for Stampin' Up, there are 2 heat settings. So I'll use the higher setting to emboss with. Next, you need to trim off the excess tissue paper. Okay, I've trimmed the rest of the piece off camera, so now we're ready to place the transfer onto the candle. So we bring the candle back, and I'm going to use just a tiny bit of glue to help me adhere it onto the candle, just to start me off. Then you want to make sure that your image is the right way up. I think I'll pop it there. And so that I make sure that there are no air bubbles or anything, I'll just roll it in situ on there. And you'll also need a piece of wax paper. Stampin' Up unfortunately don't supply that, so you'll have to source it through an outside stockist. So I'll wrap the wax paper around the candle, and then you'll need to hold it really tight. And I'll just go and get the heat tool. This time, instead of number 2, you only want number 1. And when you're heating it on the number 1 setting, remember to move the heat tool around so that it doesn't stay in one place too long. And as soon as you see the tissue disappear, it means that it's the top layer of the wax is melted, and the tissue will then sit on the candle. And then you carefully unpeel it afterwards. Oops. hasn't done it properly. So it's as easy as that. Thanks for watching.